Tavis Dudeney, congratulations. A new tour card holder. Great to chat to you today. We've known each other for quite a long time, but great to see you on the tour. Just tell us first of all how it feels to be part of that elite now, one of the 128.
It's I don't even know. Words can't really explain it, to be honest. Um, yeah, I don't think it's still not sunk in. Even though like countless and countless messages. Yeah, I don't think. I think the minute it will sink in will be that first Pro Tour event. Kind of walking in and just sort of glancing around the room and seeing the likes of Littler, Humphreys, Van Gogh, and Anderson, and sort of thinking, wow, like I'm actually here, like I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's just obviously a few weeks away now. We'll just take you back to sort of the Q-School experience for yourself. How did you find it? Because you're in a room with hundreds of high quality dart players, and you're obviously one of the few names that has come through that. How did you find the experience down at Milton Keynes?
it was good. I mean, like the first day wasn't great. Lost first round. Um, Thought there's not a lot you can do about that. It was a bit like okay, just kind of go again tomorrow. Um, then first round beat Bo Greaves. I thought, that's a big win. It's a big confidence boost beating a player like Bo. Then lost 6-0 to Mark McGeaney, and I thought, okay, maybe this weekend isn't particularly going the way I wanted it to. And then yeah, Saturday came, and I don't know what happened really. Something just clicked, and I just took chances that I needed to take, like sort of pressured moments, and yeah, I just thought, just keep going. Don't look at the draw. Don't look at who you're playing. Don't look at what round you're in. Just keep playing, just until it's you've got the job done, sort of thing.
It sounds like a silly question, but what was the goal going into Q School? Because we know some players are there because they want to play on the Challenge Tour, but was it sort of a realistic expectation for yourself to get through, do you think?
Um, don't get me wrong. I knew I had the game to win a tour card. It's and a lot of people will say that they always back themselves to get a tour card. I think personally, I know every single player there has got the game to do it. Um, but yeah, I just thought, try not to go there with too many expectations. You don't want to be sort of trying to run before you can walk, kind of thing. So yeah, I just thought just go there with no expectations, but just do your best, try and do your best, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know, I was lucky enough to automatically qualify for second stage through the development order of merit. So the way I was looking at it, I was kind of getting a free shot at it. I wasn't, I didn't have to do that, go through the even more sort of hard work trying to get through first stage, which is hard in itself, and you've got like 350 players there that are more than capable of throwing 90 plus, 10 plus averages, whereas the 128 in the final stage that again are more than capable of doing the exact same thing.
You mentioned about the first couple of days probably didn't go your way. You obviously got a one win on day two. It's probably looking quite far away at that point, I guess, the tour cards. Was the confidence there going into day three that you could go and do it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I always have confidence in it. Um, because I said to a lot of people, and a lot of people said it to me, it takes one good day,
Mhm.
one run. That's all it takes. It's that just trying to stay positive. Because if you let those first 2 days or first 3 days crush you, and you go into the last day or any other day with like no confidence, then it's hard, it's difficult, and yeah, I just thought it just takes one good day, one run, and just staying consistent as well.
And on that day, obviously, you beat the sort of the four-man en route in Bradley Brooks. At that point, he'd already reached two finals, and you went on in the final, and probably your best performance of the day under the amount of pressure you're under. You took out a couple of big finishes, obviously the big 1-2-6 to win it as well. Performing under pressure is something you're going to have to do on the Pro Tour. It must be so pleasing that you were able to do it in that scenario.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, that 1-2-6 in the final, I thought, we're literally walking up to sort of set myself for the first start. I thought, just hit the 57 with your first start, but just make sure you give yourself at least a dart at the ball and not sort of hitting the 19 in the first start and then you got to hit the treble. I just thought, get the treble out of the way first because then you've at least got a shot at something. Um, and yeah, I mean, I still can't believe it went in. I was honestly in total shock. And yeah, and after that shock, it was then all the emotions came out. And then, yeah, it was nice to have my fiance there and one of my best mates, Dan, and also my England captain, Scott, as well, Scott Mitchell. So yeah, it was nice to have them there, staying with me and watching me throughout the whole day as well.
Yeah. You mentioned a couple of names there. You've obviously had a career sort of from the youth ranks and you've really built yourself into the player you are now. From I've known you from the JDC, obviously England Darts, and the youth side, your dad Dave obviously has a big hand in that. Um, how much has sort of that grounding helped you become the player you are now, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's really helped. I think, especially sort of forming such a massive friendship group as well. Whereas now we're with a lot of us now, we're all doing development tour together and stuff like that. We're always sitting with each other. Just like me, Lewis Gurney, Thomas Banks, and players like that. We're all sitting with each other, having a laugh and this, that, and the other. And I think that's really good because we've kind of grown up together in a sense. Um, so I think for us to all be sitting together and sort of supporting each other is good for each other's game. If you know what I'm saying, like if. But yeah, I think it's definitely helped a lot. It certainly has.
You said it was nice to have Scott Mitchell there with you. He's obviously been and done it before. He's obviously won a BDO World Championship. He's been on the Pro Tour before. Did he sort of say anything to you before or after about what you'd achieved?
He was just like at the start of the day, he was just saying, just you can, you can do it. We all know we can, like everyone can do it. Um, and yeah, just I think listening to Scott is massive. The sort of the things that he's obviously experienced as a player himself, and the advice that he can give players is amazing. It really is. It's like when I was playing for England last year, I lost my first game against Wales, and I was gutted, obviously. But he put his arm around me and just said, you've still got the Scotland game. You can do this. And I went up there, and I think I won 4-1 or 4-2 with like a 90 plus average. And yeah, and the support from him has been really good as well, and I'm glad about that. It means a lot as well.
You mentioned earlier about sort of the amount of messages that you've received since getting your tour card a few days ago. One of those, I believe, was from the reigning world champion Luke Littler. I've seen has posted
Yeah.
on your Facebook. You've obviously known him through the various youth ranks and the various organisations throughout the day. It must be great to see in many people's opinions, the best player in the world, congratulating you. And you're now going to be in a position where you could be playing him week in and out.
Yeah, definitely. It is nice, and his dad messaged me as well. So I've known Luke for a long time and I've seen him sort of come through and through and through. And, it's nice to see him do that. And it will also be nice to be able to get another few games against him, hopefully. And yeah, I think, we've spoken briefly since after that, saying, like I said, sort of how many Pro Tours is he looking at doing? Because I want to be able to kind of spend a lot of time with him, just because we get along so well. I remember um, there was a big group of us that would sit on FIFA till like 2, 3 in the morning, all together. And yeah, it was nice. And I think again that sort of I go back to like that friendship group kind of thing. It's nice that we've all got that and we've all seen Luke do that, and I think it does spur us on as well to want to achieve what he's achieved.
Yeah. I know it's really fresh in the memory at the moment. You've only sort of starting to come to the realization that you're in that 128, but you now look forward to 2 years on the tour. What does this year in an ideal world look like for yourself?
Um, I think for me, it's just try and take it step by step. I think the first step is winning that first game, not just in the first tour, but just getting that first like win under my belt, and then just kind of build on it from there. I think I know in myself I've got the game to consistently average mid 90s to high ton to low ton sort of thing, and I know I'm going to need to probably in some games average a lot more than that, but I know I can do it, and I think as long as I tell myself that, then that will be a massive sort of help for myself and for my sort of mental strength as well.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck this year and next year, Tavis. Really appreciate the chat today, and I'm sure we'll catch up when the season's up and running to see how you're getting on, mate.
Definitely. Thank you very much for having me.